but both extremely optimistic, especially the Uruguayans who in the World Cup and today winning his 62nd international cap. Top man at scrum half. And it will be Spain who get the game underway with the English referee Chris White from Cheltenham, the official here in the yellow and grey outfit, the first time he's been to the Gala ground. They've had plenty to celebrate here at this particular club recently. They won the second division, the Scottish Cup and the Selkirk Sevens last year. They also won last night, I'm told. They're currently top of the division. And the first penalty awarded by the referee, Chris White, and Scott Hastings alongside me. Very nervous moments, as we saw with the Welsh yesterday. It took them some time to settle.
In many respects, this is the World Cup for both these teams, but the conditions here at Gala and Netherdale are absolutely superb, and I think we're looking forward to an open game. We know the Uruguayan strength is up front, but there's some exciting, talented players, but a missed kick there.
That was a terrible kick, and it allowed Freshia, the full-back, to make a good 15 yards, and there's good clean ball here as well for Spain. Well, the wind might be troublesome today, but there is an excellent catch going back by Cardoso. Makes his mark. And the Uruguayans have been here for the best part of a week now. We all went shopping yesterday, interestingly enough. They've been staying in Peebles, and the fellas preferred to go shopping rather than train. They thought they'd done enough already. That's a better kick. Diego Aguirre, who plays for the Carrasco Polo Club, very much the top side in Uruguay. They lost the match in June for the first time in 7 years. I don't indeed fancy playing against them. Well, the whistle will sound again there. Going straight. Scrum awarded by Chris White, who interestingly enough doesn't speak a word of Spanish. Well, that might be the odd word. He says he knows 10 is D. I think that's one number he's picked out. And he's wanting them to reform here. It'll be interesting actually, because many of the Spanish and Uruguayans who speak the same language, very few of them actually speak English.
That's right. What's going to be interesting in this scrum is it's the first scrum of the game. It's going to be an interesting struggle here. The Uruguayan, obviously, that's where the strength. But Kovalenko there at fly half, he kicked the first ball in possession.
The relative weights, as you can see there.
Well, that's what we're talking about, the Uruguayan strength there in the scrum. Obviously, they pull one against the head there, and it's the Uruguayan put-in.
Plenty of whistle in the early moments of this game. There has been in just about every one of the matches, and in the build-up to the match, much of the talk has been about officialdom and how the players will adapt to the rules, which constantly seem to change. They went in with a thump and a roar there. Chiara looking for the ball to come clean, but it never did do, and it's a scrappy, untidy start to the game. This time it looks as though the ball will be coming out to Chiara.
A basic mistake there from the Uruguayans, but this is the type of thing. There's a settling in period. We've seen two scrums collapse there. It's been a nervy start from both teams. They just obviously want to just gain that possession, create second and third phase and take it from there.
Ball has to go in straight. The referee put the whistle to his lips and then didn't blow it, so it's afforded Spain the opportunity to make progress here through the giant flanker Jose Diaz. Back by Fise. The Uruguayans in particular have been working on their scrimmaging. Well pleased with the progress that his side has made. Daniel Herrera, the very young coach, he's just 37. And just trickles over the line with Pablo Costabile seeing it out. If anything, Spain have perhaps started slightly the brighter of the two.
Alonso saved things there. They were actually under pressure. The Uruguayans showing good defence in numbers, but Alonso put a great kick there into the Uruguayan 22.
So the throw from Diego Lamalas. Plays for the gloriously named Champagne Club. That is good clean ball for Uruguay. Out on the full. And the kicking game, Scott's going to be crucial, I feel, this afternoon.
Especially with the blustery conditions. Aguirre there off the left foot. It looks as though he's predominantly left-footed. I wonder if the Spanish team will start to try and put him under pressure as the game goes on. But good clearance there. What we want to try and see is just the elimination of these errors that have crept into the first few minutes of the game.
I'm sure one or two were nervous in the minutes leading to the kick-off, and well, it looked as though it might well have been offside there, Carlos Soto, but there was indeed a knock-on. Bright sunlit afternoon here in the borders. Beautiful conditions, actually. It's just the wind that's a problem.
It is. The Spanish number 10, Kovalenko, he's noted for his kicking, and he actually might put Cardozo at fullback for the Uruguayans under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, for Uruguay, however, with Olmachea, the captain, as predicted, leading. And good ball from Chiara. They do have a weight advantage, the Uruguayans, and they are fleet of foot at the back. But so far they're not being allowed to run it by some keen Spanish tackling.
Interesting enough, Chris White, the referee, he's playing the preventative rules. He's obviously speaking to the players. He's obviously in English. I don't know how many of them are picking up his comments.
Not more than a couple, but there is a universal language, I suppose. They do have great mutual respect for one another, these two sides, basically because they are all part-time players, with the odd exception. The kick through and the chase here, important to Cardozo. Well, he picked up all right, but he's harried and pushed back towards his own line, and the whistle will sound. And the referee's arm raised, Spanish advantage. And they're going to run it and take it quickly.
Well, I was Spain, I would just go for the 3 points, you know, just to get the points on the board.
Well, that's what you'd have thought, and in fact, yes. The old head, Malo, comes in and says to his goal kicker Kovalenko, come on, let's have the points on the board. Just for a moment, they thought of running it, didn't they?
Yeah, they might be tempted to go for the 5-point try, but Kovalenko's a well-known goal kicker, so he's fine there. Interesting enough, actually, although Uruguay got back in that ball, they transgressed by going over the top and killing the ball. They didn't allow the Spaniards the opportunity to get the ball back, and Chris White quite rightly awarded Spain the penalty.
So Andrei Kovalenko nudges Spain in front here at Galashiels. It was important to get the first points on the board, and Kovalenko, who was missing in that recent defeat by Uruguay due to injury, says he's back, he's fit, he's ready for the World Cup, and it's his stage, he reckons. And a rendition of Viva España, I think from Scottish supporters rather than Spanish in front of us. That was predictable. And Aguirre's left foot again. Doesn't look the most convincing of kickers at the moment. There's Aguirre. Carrasco, he's winning his 30th cap today. He's an experienced player. There's a good deal of experience in this Uruguayan side, and that was a good take by Panizza. First little skirmish that we've had inside the Spanish half. Lame was lending his muscle to the fray there. Kicked through by Chiara, who actually scored more than 100 points in the qualifying matches. Long kick. Take by Perez. High spinning ball. Kovalenko underneath it. This looks a good kick. It looks a very good kick. It's a perfect kick, in fact. Very enterprising indeed. And the Spanish starting as brightly as the weather.
Interesting, another kick there from Alonso, just relieving the pressure, putting Uruguay under pressure, and that's his second good kick into the corner. Excellent play by Alonso.
Alonso has come to the fore in recent weeks, actually, keeping out a couple of far more experienced men. Mr. Bria on the bench. Referee happy with that line out. Such an important game for these two because they recognise that there's going to be nothing for them in the next two matches. The early evidence is that they are very closely matched. Penalty awarded for Uruguay, and they do run it quickly, and this is right. This is excellent play. Storming run from Vecino. Important for the Uruguayans to get some points on the board, having fallen behind early. Another penalty here for Uruguay against the Spaniards, just in a little too keenly. I think it was Sergio Soto. Well, that was the break. Lovely one too. Some very strong running from the centre Mendaro. Well, he's finding his range now. Here we go, Aguirre. Had a birthday last week, he was 25. Been a regular since his debut 2 seasons ago. I think this is the furthest upfield the Uruguayans have come so far.
And they've got to put in at the line out here.
Well, that's a good take. The man up high was Mario Lame. Possession kept by Juan Bajo. One of the few who doesn't play for the Carrasco Polo Club. Woof, spinning around there was Jose Miguel Villao. Well, he really came shooting round into the scene of it, did Villao. Watch out for him, there he goes. He seems to have pretty good control of it, despite his lack of Spanish. It's a good push by the Uruguayan pack, controlling the football.
Well, we've talked about it already. We've seen this Uruguayan number 8. They obviously are strong, and especially off the line out there, they did a lot of rolling mauls, but obviously their strength is in the scrum there, and they'll be looking to dominate throughout the whole game.
Well, he's played international rugby for more than half his life. He made his debut back in 1979. 62 test matches. And I'm still loving his rugby as much as ever. What a time to savour a big occasion like this one. At the age of 40. Same again, the referee's instruction is to the two packs here. I'm sure the crowd here at Nether are looking for some open, attacking and flowing rugby, but at the moment it's pretty tight. We just had the one Uruguayan break. Well, they're gradually getting there.
Well, if they had another 10 scrums like that, then they could actually go for a pushover. But no, I'm sure they, just out of shot here, we've actually got the Uruguayan back team. They're lying very deep in the ball. Their winger's actually back on the halfway line. So an interesting backs move, I'm sure, if Ormachia lets the ball out the back of the scrum. There we go, there's the shot. Now look at the fullback and the winger standing back in the halfway line. So obviously a move coming on in the backs.
Uruguay without a point to their name so far. This 99 World Cup finals. Now here they do go. With Ormachea. Play on, says referee White. And here it comes. The ball is spun out to Aguirre. Again, Aguirre in the heart of the movement, and then carrying it forward is De Moyne. the Bristol-based man. Aguirre, 3 times in the move. There's a gap opening on the right. If they can keep it going here, it might just be something for Uruguay. The interception was made by Bastide, and Spain hold on.
Wonderful switch there by Aguirre. And Spain were actually just caught offside, intercepted the pass, but Chris White, the referee, adjudged that Spain were offside, and Uruguay have an opportunity now through Aguirre to level the scores at 3-all.
Romano's taken over kicking responsibilities from Chiara. 2 conversions and 2 penalties so far in the World Cup qualifiers. The man from Carrasco. He also collected 8 points against Spain in that recent victory in Italy. So they'll just assume responsibility in his 30 test matches. This to bring the scores back level. So Diego Aguirre suits his left boot. The ball sails between the posts, and Uruguay have it back at 3-3. And the constant pressure paid off. It had its rewards.
Well, we saw the Uruguayans there. They put Spain under pressure through the scrum. They picked up at number 8. They drove again, and when they switched play there through Aguirre, it was a wonderful move that resulted in Spain being caught offside.
Ball hoisted in the direction of the Heriot-Watt University, which is another of the backdrops to this delightful ground in Galashiels. What a good kick this time, and who's underneath it? Malo's underneath it. Bad Bertie, that's what his name means, Alberto Malo, Bad Bertie. He laughs about it himself. Now Kovalenko with a kick which spins off the outside of the boot, but fortunately for him it just eludes that figure of Diego Lamalas, so it's picked up in the end by Cardoso. Good turn of pace shown by the flanker Soto.
Just a judge forward there. Good positioning by the referee, Chris White.
No doubt about the validity of the verdict, though. Put in for Uruguay. We've got quite a healthy crowd here now. There has been talk of it being up to 5,000. There might be even a record crowd for this gala field. So Aguirre makes a half break. It will be still Uruguay's ball, though. There was no knock on there. There might be something opening it down the left. Now let's see what pace the left wing Costabile has. Uruguay gaining in confidence. Shining in again the giant figure of Lemoyne. His experience very much to the fore. It's taken on by Panizza. Desperate defending for the Spaniards required now as Aguirre figures in the move once more. And plunging for the line is Lemoyne. Well, that was much better from Uruguay there. Certainly settling into the match, and Lemoyne leading from the front.
Oh, great use of the ball there. The crowd thoroughly enjoy that. This guy's actually quite a size, isn't Lemoyne? Unfortunately, knocks it on there, lost possession, but that was about 6 or 7 phases of play there that Uruguayans strung together, and they actually looked quite dangerous.
Well, I can tell you, Scott, that figure of Lemoyne is the biggest in the World Cup. He's jointly the heaviest man here. He weighs over 20 stone. I'm
just glad I'm not out there trying to tackle him.
Sure, you could convert it into kilo.
Interestingly enough, at the start of that movement, it was Sciarra, who was absolutely superb. He gave a great pass out to Aguirre, who got the movement going, and good handling by the Uruguayan back division there.
Well, the feeling persists now that Uruguay are just getting on top in the game. It is Spain put in. It was misconstrued that. In fact, the free kick goes to Uruguay. I think Spain thought that they'd got something themselves there. And it is number 10 Diaz, whose name he knows, who is telling to move away. Here come Uruguay now, predictably with Lemoyne. Scrum down.
Well, this will be interesting. This is within striking distance of that Uruguayan 8, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try go for the pushover here.
Spot on, it's absolutely set up perfectly, right beneath the sticks. They've got the weight advantage, as we've seen from every scrum so far. Weight, and then the ball will go in from the hands of Chiara, and there is the push. They're not making much ground though. Now they do. Well, the whistle will foil them initially. They'll have the chance.
And no doubt again they'll go for another pushover here.
Yeah, it's bit by bit, isn't it? Inch by inch they power forward. The crowd urging them on. There's the whistle again. And, thought of a quick take.
I was going to say, if I was the captain, I'd scrummage again, and the Ormache has allowed his 8 to go for this pushover again. They've certainly got Spain on the rack here.
That's the huge figure of Diego Ormache. What a fairy story it would be if the oldest man in the World Cup was to score Uruguay's first try ever in the finals. There they go. Just wheeling round.
Well, once again, I'd actually call for the scrum because they certainly got them under pressure. If there's another collapse here, I'm sure Chris White will maybe be thinking about a penalty try.
Well, you'd think there have to be a happy ending to this particular chapter, wouldn't you? Talk about getting there inch by inch. But, there is a stoppage here for an injury. The old magic spray has been called for down there. It's the hooker, De La Callier. He's right in the middle of all that massive bodies. They need him to be fit. Eventually the physiotherapists take their leave of us. And is this the cue for the first try of the afternoon? Here is the push. Not before the referees had another blast on that whistle of it. I think we've heard more of the whistle than anything.
Now the scrum has got to be settled before the scrum half can feed, so we'll re-scrum again. Here we go.
In from Chiara. They do push him for those Spaniards, and they're going for the pushover try. Watch for the referee's arm to be raised. Uruguay in front, and eventually Ormache may well be the one who's got the ball in his grasp. It is the fairy story we were talking about, and Diego Ormache, the captain of Uruguay, scores their first ever try in World Cup finals. Who wrote that one?
Well, I thought he'd be singing and dancing there and at least have a smile on his face, but not that time. But great control, and we've talked since the start of the game about the strength of this Uruguayan pack, but that was a great scrum. Nice and straight, over he goes. Still had a little bit of work to do at the end. Good try for Uruguay, they'll be pleased about that.
He doesn't show much emotion, does he? But the man who got 8 tries in the World Cup qualifiers gets the first one here at Gala Shields. So his 9th try in 62 test matches. He's getting the knack. Perhaps he'll play for another 20 years. And that was important. And now they've handed over to Chiara for the goal-kicking duties. Sweet as a nut. So the points added, and Uruguay, having trailed in the early stages to Kovalenko's penalty, now nudge themselves ahead.
Here we see once again, good body position, good pick up there, and Chiara actually helped his captain over the line. But also great tactics there from Uruguay. The left-footed Aguirre, playing at number 10, actually didn't kick that goal. It was Chiara off the right foot and nailed the conversion.
So Uruguay into double figures. And back in possession too. Picked up by Fresilia. Been pretty good discipline from these sides so far. I think the discipline is a key element in this World Cup. I've seen the Uruguayan soccer sides who've suffered from lack of discipline over the years. And, just talking to some of them yesterday, I was asking whether they fancied their chances of becoming as famous in their own country as Gustavo Poyet and all the famous soccer players that have been, Francescoli and Sosa over the years, and they say, well, there's a lot of interest now in Uruguay in this World Cup.
Without a doubt, and obviously whichever team wins this fixture, there'll be front page news back home. Aguirre with a dropout then.
Straight out though.
Well, that's put Spain in a very good position to sort of counter back from the try they've just lost.
With 15 minutes of the first half still remaining here at Netherdale. Really is a lovely setting on a day like today. It's nice to know that the World Cup just doesn't touch places like Murrayfield and Twickenham and Cardiff. It comes to the likes of Galashiels. Penalty awarded for Uruguay, and then the ball spilled. Wasted a good position momentarily, but they will have the free kick.
Yeah, the referee adjudged there that Spain weren't back 10 yards, and we've got Aguirre now kicking for touch.
Ball's gone backwards.
Well, that just shows you actually the strength of the wind. It is quite blustery out there, and that was certainly a double kick towards touch, which he slightly sliced, but Uruguay have got possession here on their own 10-yard line, and will be again looking perhaps to just take it through the forwards here, just to drive it upfield.
Nonetheless with the throw. Three quarters nicely lined up, but the ball won't come to them just yet. We'll wait a while, and now it will come out. Once more. The boot of Aguirre. He's an important player for them, Diego Aguirre.
Here we see the lineouts here. Uruguay obviously have won the 5, but they've been putting Spain under a little bit of pressure. We've actually lost one of those lineouts.
Again, the referee happy that it was straight. Maybe he's taking the wind into account. It's not easy by any means. You sometimes don't get the feel from the gantry of just how tricky it is. The whistle will sound again. It's come down with advantage Spain here. Right ball.
Well, Spain lost another line out there. The ball went back, but they're all working off slow ball.
You can see how the wind is playing havoc here. Certainly with the flanks. It is an important factor. But we are blessed with quite a nice day. It's actually warmed up a little bit from this morning.
Certainly a little bit warmer up here in the commentary box. We're above the pitch. A magnificent view here, and what a great day.
Down footage Spain. If they understand if you come up, you come up, you come, which is exactly what Chris White was saying to these international rugby players. Spain, by the way, started at 5,000 to 1. There's the first half possession, and heavily in favour of Uruguay now. And yet it took them 10 minutes or so to get going, which just shows how they are increasing their momentum, and maybe that's a worrying factor for Spain with the second half to come.
Obviously these Uruguayans are loving their scrummaging at the moment, because they're having to ask Spain to re-scrum again.
penalty against the Spaniards this time. Holding on.
The front row comes and Zapatero up against two very good scrummagers in Sanchez and Limoni.
There is the man, Lemoyne. There's a heavy weight of expectation on him from Uruguay. They think that he may well be the pioneer for many more to follow him into professional rugby.
He's also got himself around the park today, actually. We've seen him take off that second, third phase ball off his scrum half, Sciarra.
There'll be space between the two lines. That's good. Good play this time from Uruguay. There might well be chances if they can move this one swiftly. Coming into the line was Sanchez. Well, it's not free-flowing rugby, but it's interesting because the Spaniards, you feel, are just hanging on a little bit at the moment.
Well, there's good defence as well. They put the pressure on there, and Combs obviously, Sanchez spilled the ball there out the tackle, so possession onto Spain.
By Alonso. And that's better. And there might be a running opportunity down that left touchline for Bastide. The kick ahead now, the kick and chase. Referee says play on. And falling on the ball and doing his job, Cardoso. Penalty given. Well, this is their opportunity now. And has lifted the Spanish contingent just in front of us. What they try now, or even 3 points from the boot, would be very handy with half-time approaching. I think Alberto Malo again says, come on, take the points.
Interestingly enough, we actually saw the Uruguayans kill ball off the first ball there, and Kovalenko slotted the first points of the game. When Uruguay killed the ball, they killed the ball there again.
Malo talking to his players. He commands enormous respect. In fact, you probably know this, Scott. His own hero was John Jeffrey.
He is an outstanding character. I've actually played and met him many times. A great fan of the Hong Kong Sevens. Has played in the Hong Kong Sevens for a number of years. And actually, about 9 years ago, he had a spell in New Zealand, learning his trade out there with Manawatu. So a hugely experienced character. And he's actually got hands the size of frying pans. He's a great inspiration for Spain, and at 35 years of age, he's getting around the park as well.
Kovalenko has been pretty quiet in the loose play so far, but he can win a match with his boot.
He's a very good kicker. I saw him play against Scotland in the qualifying competition back in December last year, and he certainly is a good kicker of the ball.
Flags will not be raised this time. He's a former soccer player too in the Ukraine. Turned to rugby at quite a late age. He's been in Spain for the last 6 years. Failed to kick that one. So the Uruguayans have a charmed life. Aguirre gives a signal. Cleverly done. Nice little ploy that. That's those giant hands that you call frying pans that are there. Another great shove by the Uruguayans. So definitely using their superior weight to advantage now. Taken in by Uruguay. So they'll have the advantage.
Interesting enough there, I just thought Fricilla and Malo, they didn't really communicate with each other there, allowed the ball to bounce, and then suddenly the Uruguayan pack, look how strong they're working there, look at the leg positions, the drive. As Limoni come in, he added an extra bit of weight. Good play by Uruguay.
Working as a unit, now around on the blind side goes Sciarra. It's okay, says the referee, so they'll continue. the 20-metre line. Chip ahead. Just missed it as it came back. There's a knock on though.
Well, Skiara should have kept that in the hand there. He gave away possession there. Good pressure again from the Uruguayan 8.
Well, they know they're not going to beat Scotland or South Africa today. It's the one that they both want to win so badly. They one chance in World Cup glory. This is Kovalenko strapped around the neck. He needs support. And it comes to the fair-head figure of Enciso. Finds an excellent touch. So 10-3 it is, Uruguay in front with 5 minutes of the half remaining, plus whatever time he's added. Talking about the setting here, now I think we've got a crowd of 4,000 or 5,000 maybe at the Gala ground. These are good times for this club. I think it was all Watsonians that beat, wasn't it, last night, Scott?
That's right, I was playing in that game. We were beaten, unfortunately, 27 points to 24 in the BT SRU National Leagues. But this is a great ground, actually, and they've improved the pitch, and I'm sure the players are enjoying the surface and the atmosphere, which is adding to the occasion.
Well, you just got a glimpse of the crowd, and a very colourful occasion too. They've been looking forward to this World Cup for so long, and then all of a sudden it's upon everybody. And now we're right in the midst of it, just as we're in the middle of this match. Spain and Uruguay, good switch of play here. Oh, he just couldn't hold on to the ball, Perez. Well, they have got the one try of the half.
Well, if you watch this movement here, actually, Aguirre gives the ball. Kovalenko just about intercepted that ball and could have been down the other end of the pitch.
Perez who spilled it. Kovalenko has actually never scored a try, although he's the top point scorer with his goal kicking. Here he is now, however, and he will kick straight downfield to be met by Cardoso. Gets away from the first tackler, just about. Just taken by the ankle. And now they do have chances. Oh, he maybe took the wrong option there. Kicking straight into the hands, the welcoming arms of Marlowe. It shows he's got pace, the rampaging bull on his way down the left. He's probably relieved to hear the whistle. He didn't want to have to go too far. Well, that just shows the enthusiasm of the man at 35.
He really is quite a character. He's got huge experience, as I mentioned earlier on, playing the Hong Kong Sevens, but that's good body positioning, protecting the ball well there. Great camera work just to show you how he positioned himself there in the contact situation.
And his debut 14 years ago against Poland. But of course more teams competing in this World Cup than ever before, 20 teams, and it's good to see the likes of Spain and Uruguay getting their chances, and no doubt in another 4 years' time we may well see Poland or Chile or Germany, who knows. Well, the 60 nations taking part initially. There is Malo again, trying to get Spain across that white line into Uruguayan territory. Kovalenko, the longer ball thrown out this time. Oh, and a crunching and an excellent tackle on the fullback Fresilia. And he runs straight into Omachea. Oh, the interception. It was by Sanchez. Uruguay trying to move the ball more swiftly. Sometimes it's very difficult for a referee to spot all these infringements. So much for him to think about.
One of the problems is when you get players collapsing onto the ground, that's where we get the contact in the difficult situations. Great interception there though by Sanchez, stopped the Spanish attack. I'm just trying to see here where the penalty was actually committed. It's not clear though, but this is what happens, is that when you get the tackler going onto the deck, you're followed in by 2 or 3 others. Suddenly we can't release that ball. and there hasn't been too much second or third or fourth phase ball from either team today. And as we've seen from the tactics of the Uruguayan team, they are quite content actually keeping it in the forwards, rumbling off the lineouts, driving play off scrummage ball, and we have really seen very little open back play in this game so far.
I think that may be attributable to the fact that both of them do regard it as their cup final. They don't want to make mistakes. This is the one they want to win. They know it's the only one they can win. Good kick from Kovalenko. So the line out to Spain having 1-3 lost 2, Uruguay 8-1. He got into the line, did Panizza, but means that the penalty is awarded Spain's way. Malo, as the captain, has another decision to make here. But, again, the physiotherapist out because there's treatment required by Jordi Camps. He's down on the deck at the moment. There's Camps winning his 26th cap today, a man with 3 tries already this year. But it will be a penalty opportunity for Kovalenko.
If we look at the line in there, number 4 there for Spain, Villale, his arm was actually pulled from the ball. You see the referee signaling there, that arm was pulled, so he wasn't able to actually gain possession.
Important kick this for Spain. Trailing by 7 points. They would be just 4 behind if this goes over. Spinning high and spinning straight through the middle. Excellent. Didn't kick the last one, but he's kicked this one okay. 2 out of 3 for Kovalenko.
Well, I would suggest that's a crucial kick at this stage of the game. Absolutely nailed this one between the sticks. Good kick, Kovalenko.
What a good time for a score. Sets us up for the second half. It's going to be tight. Well, intent and a bit more war paint going on in the crowd. We'll wash it off again in another 50 minutes or so. Both teams have thoroughly enjoyed their stay in Scotland. They were delighted when they were drawn in the group up here. Not so delighted with some of the opposition, maybe. It's a bit stiff for them. Here's one hoisted high, good take by Perez. Touch judge's flag raised. And the referee points to the dressing rooms, an absorbing first half. Uruguay in charge at the moment, but the only try of the half going to the oldest man on the field, 40-year-old Diego Ormachea, after a succession of scrums, got them to the Spanish line. Ormachea able to fall on the ball, and that was the one try of the half, so it's going to be a good second half. Everything to play for. It's Spain 6, Uruguay 10.